Hi everyone, welcome to our Daily Worthing YouTube channel. I am Sibusiso Mkhize. So today we're talking all things beauty and tech with our lovely guest who started the incredible app Prim-U, which connects consumers to their beauty parlors. So Thuli, thank you for joining us today. So when did this passion for beauty and tech begin?
Hi, Sbu. Thank you very much for having me. The passion started way back. The technology part is my history because my background is in technology. Beauty by default comes in because everybody just wants to look prim and proper. Hence me starting the app, and it's called Prim-U.
How did you actually want to start a beauty app?
I think it's the trend, and if you start thinking about how creative one can be, you start thinking for solutions for all the problems that we're experiencing. So there's two parts. There is the problem with the service providers because they're looking for a better way of working, free time whenever they want to work and wherever they want to work. And then the demand on the other side is from the customers, and the customers are looking for treatments at convenient times and convenient places also. So I sort of got to a point where I realized that there is a need in the market, and why not look at an Uber for beauty, where you can then start connecting the service providers with the customers and making sure that you use the technology to connect them.
Exactly, that's actually quite a fascinating sort of problem-solving solution, because a lot of women, like for example, you're black women in who actually always wants to do her hair. So, how convenient is this app?
You make a booking, you do everything up front because then you can be able to view the service providers available in your area. It's based on the location. Based on that, then you can just make a booking, choose your slot, choose your time, choose your place, and the service providers will come out to you.
That is extremely simple. It's like the Uber Eats for beauty. So please tell our viewers, I mean, as a black woman, I'm sure you have faced so many challenges in terms of this app. How has it been facing these challenges in the world of beauty and technology? Because you're merging two industries here.
So the first part is, if you think about technology and where the apps are going, you're thinking of Silicon Valley and thinking of big companies. And for one to get there, you need to get started from somewhere. And the fact that you're talking beauty, and most of the investors are people that are looking for investing in mine, gold, and things like that, it becomes very difficult to go and pitch to the investors and tell them that you're creating this platform for beauty services and for them to understand. It's only recently when they started seeing companies, international companies, that are making a lot of money based on the technology that they're using. But at the same time, it's educating the South African market so that people can understand that there is a place for them to use the technology to be able to connect with customers, because most of them, they rely on being employed full-time. And if not employed full-time, then, they just want to work for themselves, whether it's braiding hair in the backyard and not understanding that they can actually have access to a lot of customers out there, because there is an opportunity for them to go and advertise their services. We're giving them a platform to do the marketing on their behalf. And we also protect them in the sense that we take the payments upfront from the customers to guarantee them that when they do get to do the job, they will then get paid at the end of the day. Because most times they go and they do the work and they don't really get the payment that they deserve, or the customer starts negotiating down, which again impacts the person that's trying to make a living out of the profession that they're in.
Absolutely. So, I mean, it's so basically you like the middleman of the customer and the business beauty, the beauty business owner.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the platform is for the service providers. So the platform is for them to use to advertise their services, run their promotions, and also just connecting them with the customers.
So basically, you connect people.
It is. It is
Exactly.
actually. That's basically it.
Yeah. So Thuli, tell me, what have been your highlights in actually starting this business, which of you say you started a year ago? So what have been the highlights for you starting Prim-U?
The highlights was just understanding the need, how certain service providers out there are seeing I think it's not even wanting them to be on the platform, but it's them needing to be on the platform because they now have a better place where they can go and advertise their services. And the highlights are when you start seeing somebody who's just had a booking and the excitement on, wow, this thing works for me. And this is something that I can really make a living by listing my services on this platform and working on that. And then the other part is, like I said, I come from a corporate environment. I've worked in corporates for years. And for me, I feel like I'm doing something that I'm passionate about. I'm working longer hours, but I'm enjoying the work that I'm doing. So it's the passion combined with the outcomes and the results that I'm getting from my expectations, actually, because I actually expected that it will end up being something like what it is right now.
Yeah, so your passion always outweighs everything. Because coming from corporate, it must have been quite a shift. So how are you adjusting from corporate to beauty and technology?
The adjustment, I must say, is following the passion. The difficulty, obviously, is you don't have a salary at the end of the month, but the results that you're getting, or the results that you're seeing with the impact, especially, I think it's more fulfilling than wanting to have a permanent job and working an 8 to 5 job. So, like I said, I work longer hours, but I am enjoying the work that I'm doing right now.
That must be exciting. But not just as a woman, but as a black woman in business, how do you tackle the issues head on, especially with funding, with actually demanding your financial worth? How do you actually tackle those issues?
It's a lot of negotiations, and I'm meeting with incredible people in South Africa, and it's something that I really never thought I would be doing, because I thought it would just be have the technology, people will start connecting. But at the same time, it comes with a lot of networking opportunities. And in doing the networking, it's also just understanding what are investors looking for. How do I take this platform that it's the first in South Africa when I started. So it was the first on-demand platform that I implemented. So how do you make them understand that there is an opportunity to create jobs in South Africa by introducing this platform? So those networking opportunities and engagements, I think those are I'll say for me, the opportunities to create the environment where a lot of investors can start having an understanding on what the platform offers, and also the output, because it's the opportunities that are created in the work that we're doing.
Absolutely, because when you're looking, I'm sure when you're looking for funding and actually promoting your business, what are the stereotypes that you have to break in terms of people saying, oh, it's a beauty brand, it's a beauty app, we can't invest in it? So how do you break those stereotypes to investors?
It's showing them that we're building a business, and the business model that I've put in place, which is a very simple business model, but then it also, in a sense, creates an environment that makes them understand that there is a need. So if we're talking about creating jobs in South Africa, there are opportunities that we need to create for female entrepreneurs especially. So our brand is the partnerships that we're having with the different SMEs, because it's somebody who says, I'm ready to go out there and work on my own. But we need to also upskill them and train them in skills like you now running a business, you need to manage your finances, you need to keep your appointments and be on time. We are building that as part of the business model that we're having, that we need to be able to train people. Unfortunately, because of limited funding, we still cannot be able to fund them with equipment or products and things like that. But again, I haven't stopped looking for people that will be assisting us in funding the equipment, for instance, that they need.
Yeah, it seems like actually like funding and it plays a huge role. Yeah.
It definitely does, but it doesn't stop us to get started and then do some work, which I've really learned a lot in the past few months, because then it's understanding how do you build a solid business and make sure that it's going to be sustainable over a period of time. And whether it stays in South Africa or it goes beyond our borders, it has to be a very solid business that we can then take forward.
Take further. And are you looking to actually venture to overseas territories?
Absolutely, absolutely. There's opportunity. And like I said, I've just gone into a partnership now with a US company that's assisting with the technology as such.
That's amazing.
So there is an opportunity to have a South African brand known outside the South African borders. Who knows?
That's incredible. So what's next for Prim-U?
So and again, I think you know the fact that I'm coming from a technology background. I'm seeing the platform not just being an app for people to make the bookings. It has to have an impact, more especially when you think of technology, the future, the scheduling of the appointments, the pricing that the people are putting in, for them to be able to also know where to locate themselves when we're building around artificial intelligence, the predictive models that will make for the future, they will then be able to assist them so that they can actually grow their businesses. So it's one thing starting, but giving them also an opportunity to grow and stay and have sustainable businesses.
Exactly. And how do you plan on empowering young women who actually want to be in the business you're in?
There's different types of empowerment, because then there's empowerment on people that are enrolling on the platform, but it's also the people that I am working with in building the brand. It's getting the different skills that I'm using, making sure that you're getting the people to get involved and be independent. So for a person that I work with, I contract a lot of skills that I'm working with in my business, and I always look for opportunities to find those small businesses and then empower them.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. And with closing off, what advice would you give to young women who actually want to start a career in either tech or in the beauty space?
I always say, people say there's opportunities out there. I always say opportunities are not there, but you need to go and create those opportunities. And unless you know what you want and you have everything set for you, then it's one thing. But if you're dreaming and you're dreaming big, go for it. Because nobody knows what the future holds, but all doors are open. It's just finding the right door that you need to enter.
It seems like the possibilities are endless.
Absolutely.
So, yes, on that note, Thuli, thank you so much for joining us.